All right, y'all. So Cardi B goes off on Candace Owens after hearing her take on the Sonya Massey case. And then Candace Owens responds back to Cardi B with her own video. Okay, so I want to show you guys this video because I think that these two polar opposites are missing some key points within their own opinions. And I want to be able to provide that middle ground for y'all. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and watch these videos and react to it. Okay, but before we do me a quick favor. Hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm so that this video can get pushed out to more people like yourself. I truly appreciate you guys. And if you're not already subscribed to the channel, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and let's hop into this video right now. All right, so let me give you guys a quick rundown of why Cardi B is actually upset with her. Okay, so Candace Owens, she believes that everything that happened in the video was wrong. She believed that the officer was wrong. She believed that the way that he did it was absolutely wrong. But she's trying to say that it's not racially triggered, okay, or it's not racially a racial target, or it's not inspired by anything racial, okay. She's saying that it was simply an officer that did the wrong thing, and she's saying that like she's calling out to Black Americans to not, run through the streets and protest and get violent or anything like that, because she's saying that this is a tactic by the Democrats, and they do this every election year. This is her take, and that they're using this video, or they're using this situation to provoke Black Americans, to get them angry, to get upset, and to eventually use this as another method to get Black votes for this upcoming election. She said they did the same thing in 2020, and so on, so forth. So that's her take. That's why Cardi B was upset. So I wanted to give you guys that information before we hop in, so you know what you're getting into. Let's go ahead and watch this video.
And I then concluded that it is suspicious that these stories and these videos seem to conveniently be dropped to Black America every election cycle. Like we went from George Floyd, and right when it's election cycle, suddenly they start looking. It's like they just send out an email, like, if you got any videos that could upset Black America, that would allow us to sort of bang on this race narrative, please send them. And immediately I point to the fact that Joe Biden was tweeting about this. Like, where was he the last 4 years in office? Did no other Black people or white people die at the hands of a police officer? No, of course not. But they liked the illusion of peace while they're in office. And then when they want a radical sea change, or if they want to stop somebody else from winning, they like to again drum up the race narrative. Totally sensible comments. I did not say anything that could have been deemed controversial. But Cardi B found it to be controversial, or she thinks that she found it to be controversial, because I think that she receives a lot of her information on the internet. So she may have saw a portion of my remarks taken out of context, because that's what happens. You got to let the internet. And she was upset. She was very upset. So let's take a listen right now to what Cardi B thinks she disagrees with. Take a listen.
So the other person that I'm going to call out is I can't even say her name, Candace Owens, because she made like it's like, girl, why you always up, girl? Like, seriously, why you always why you always up? I've been seeing clips of different things that she have said about different topics, and some of the things I'd be like, okay, I would never give you a 10 because I don't like you. I'm never going to give you a 10 because I don't like you.
Wow.
I give you an 8 or a 7 to certain things that she have said, in the past years.
How do y'all feel about Candace Owens? I think that she does. I think she has good information, okay, when it comes to different topics and different things that are happening in the world. I think that she provides somewhat of a unbiased opinion, but when it comes to politics, I don't really agree with her 100% on things. I think that she is definitely far right, far Republican, and she tends to lean towards everything Republican. You know what I mean? In her takes, in her opinions. In my opinion, that's what I feel about. But as far as just if it's outside of politics, I think she does a really good job at providing accurate information and stuff like that. So let me know what y'all think about her, though.
She had been saying a lot of things that is like, it kind of makes sense, kind of don't, kind of makes sense, kind of don't. But today she said something so disturbing about the sorry, I'm choking a little bit.
It's okay.
She said something so disturbing about the Sonya Massey case, and it's just like, yo, why you always gotta it up? Why you always gotta it up? Like, why you always gotta take it there? Like, it's like you always gotta take it there. And it's like, why you gotta take it there? Like for you to sit here and say that it's like, oh, we cannot blame everything on racial not everything is racial. I know that this is sad, but this is not something racial. There's more white people that killed by the cops, and it's like, girl, shut up. You don't feel one little bit of empathy, one little bit of sympathy of how this woman died. There was
Wow.
no argument, there was no conflict, there was no raised of voice, and she got shot.
So that's a good place to stop before I let her keep speaking, because again, what tends to happen in these circumstances is Black.
Okay, so y'all can hear Candace, or not Candace, y'all can hear Cardi B's take on it. She's upset because Cardi B feels like it was racially motivated. And I'm gonna say this, okay? I think he didn't care at all about her. I think he absolutely treated it like she was an animal, okay? And so I think that this in this circumstance it was racially motivated as far as his care and lack of care, or I should say. But I also do feel like in America, and maybe I don't know how it feels in different countries, but at least in America, there is this stigma when it comes to cops or law enforcement and black people. There is a sense of uneasiness in all situations. Now that's not saying that every cop is racially, like every cop is racist, or every cop is racially motivated against us, but I'm saying that there's like this thing in the air, you know what I'm saying, against black people and cops. It's just something in the air about it. Like, I'm not saying they specifically target black people, but it seems like there's always this lack of empathy for black people, in my opinion. From my own experiences and from what I've seen, it seems like there's always a certain lack of care. It's almost like a second class, you know what I mean, in a sense.
Is routinely taught to just be upset and to be angry and to do exactly what Cardi B is doing. And this is why I always use her as an example, because she has a massive platform and she's saying things. She has no idea what she's talking about. She obviously did not listen to my full show. She did not listen to the full context. And yet she's leading people to believe that I've somehow justified the shooting of Sonya Massey, right? Because if you just listen to what she said, you would go, oh my gosh, Candace is effing ish up again. Candace must have gone on her show and been like, listen, guys, this is not about race. This is totally fine, and just showed no empathy toward the situation. And that is why people would deem her to be a useful idiot. That's why I say that they like to platform people that they suspect don't have enough education to research things on their own, and will therefore just believe a headline or believe a short clip, and again, will not do any deeper research to see what exactly it is that person said in their full context. So I'm just going to give Cardi B a portion of what I said that she definitively did not see, because I saw the same clip, which was edited intentionally, or I should say misedited intentionally, clipped intentionally in a way that tried to make it seem as though I was just out there defending what had happened to Sonya Massey. Here are my actual remarks, which oddly sound suspiciously a lot like what Cardi B was just saying there at the end. Take a listen. Now, when this first was spoken about, we were told that, I don't know, there was some sort of a threat with the boiling water. Sure, yes, she's acting erratically, and there is a situation in which she could have thrown the boiling water at the police officers, but they were nowhere near her. And then they shoot her, which to me, given the context of the fact that you knew that this woman was not mentally there, and even if she did throw boiling water at you, I don't see how saying, she said, I will rebuke you. I think she said, in the name of the Lord. And then he says, no, you will not, because you. I mean, that is like very extreme, very aggressive. And he then proceeds to, she says, I will shoot you in the face. I mean, that's just like, what are you even talking about? Over a woman with boiling water. In my opinion, he should have simply used his taser if he felt threatened by the steaming water. Or if he felt that he absolutely had to use his gun, why didn't he shoot her in the foot or somewhere lower? This just did not seem like an appropriate response to me whatsoever. Now, parking that aside, of course, as I
She got a point too. I mean, that's what everyone's saying pretty much, is that it was just absolutely no reason to take it there. But the more I think about the video, the more I think about the fact that she had to kind of protect herself in a sense. Even if she did have the pot in her hand, even if she attempted to throw it, it honestly, it seems like she was the one that needed to protect herself from the cop. The cop didn't, it didn't seem like because he initiated everything. You know what I mean? It's not like she walked over to the pot as they were talking and she just grabbed it and started talking about how she was going to lunge at him. She had no intentions of doing anything until the officer did what he did. And so the more I think about it, it's just like she was trying to protect herself from this guy that was trying to end her life. And man, if you're in that situation, what would you have done? You know what I mean? We can say we would have done one thing, but you never know.
I have said since the beginning of time,
We can get out of
there
this.
are mistakes that police officers are human beings.
So you can very much see what I said there, and it certainly does not sound like I was trying to justify what happened. But what she's taking issue with, and the reason why they clipped me out, was that I, again, made it obvious to Black America, because a lot of Black Americans now watch this podcast and they're starting to see me in my full context, that you can start to just notice this sort of behavior. You'll start to see these trends ahead of an election season. There's going to be a story in which what they want Black people to do is to respond radically, irrationally, to be angry, to turn against each other, to burn down your own neighborhoods. And I said, don't let that be the circumstance. Do not allow people who have big platforms to convince you that this needs to be your issue that you need to go out and scream about. Instead, vote according to things that are going to actually matter. That's essentially what I said to Black America. And Cardi B then decides to be an example of exactly what I was warning against.
So this is why I said that I'm in the middle, okay? Because I think that Candace Owens does have a point. I think that Democrats can use this, and they will use this as a point to get Black Americans upset, get us to protest, get us to riot, get us to burn down things because of our anger about what's going on, and the fact that we're tired of seeing this, and we've seen it so many different times, and enough is enough, and we got to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? So I think they would try to use this as a tactic to trigger Black Americans with the hopes that they will provide some type of solution to our problems so that we can vote for them. You know what I mean? And so I do think that Candace Owens has a point with that situation. But I also think that Cardi B has a point saying that this is actually racially motivated, because I would be a fool to say that this man absolutely loves and cares about Black individuals. If he did, he would have never done what he did. He would have been much more hesitant with a white woman, and from how he was acting, I can almost guarantee he would have been much more hesitant if the lady was white, and if she had a pot in her hand, okay. But so and that's just my take. If you don't think it was racially motivated, then that's your opinion. But I do. I think that in general, police officers are less likely to be patient with Black people in general, okay. And so, especially if they're out, she kind of seemed like she was out of it a little bit, or she was stressed out or going through something. Her brain wasn't in the right spot. Her mind wasn't in the right spot. So, yeah, it seemed like he was definitely impatient. So yes, I think that Black Americans should not go out and riot. Protesting is fine, especially in a city that it happened at, because the whole department just needs to be tore down from the fact that they tried to hide it. So protesting, great, okay? I do think that the way to navigate about this is to vote for the right person, okay? And I'm not saying that Donald Trump is the right person, but I'm also not saying that Kamala Harris is the right person, okay? We have to look at who's going to provide us with the best security, or who's going to provide something to help Black people, something to help people in general against police brutality, because it is crazy out here. So yeah, that's my point. I believe that we definitely shouldn't go out there and just act belligerent, because that never works. But I also believe that we should understand that this was definitely racially motivated. All right, let me know who you guys agree with in this situation, okay? Let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, I encourage you to hit that subscribe button, okay? And hit the post notification bell so you do not miss another video. All right, my name is Aaron Page. I will catch y'all on the next video. Until next time, I'm out.